Hey guys, it's Nymano from ValveTech, and on October 9th, 2018, Counter-Strike Global Offensive received a huge update that may just change the way the entire game is going to play. Many guns have been changed, and the economy has seen a significant balance for those teams who are on a losing streak. First off, we're going to look at some basic gameplay changes. Pistol rounds will no longer be as much of a win-deciding factor competitive, as the losing team now earns an additional $500 when losing the first pistol round, and with each round successfully lost in a row, they will receive an extra $500. As depicted in this chart here, we can see that before this update, round 1 loss on pistol rounds only gave you around $1,400 and then $1,900 when you lost on round 2. Well, now you get $1,900 when you lose pistol round, and if you lose the next round, you get $2,400. This will be really useful for making those comeback plays more easily, especially if you're a counter-terrorist, as their equipment and weapons are a lot more expensive than what the terrorists have to buy. That means if you lost the first 2 rounds of the game, you will be left with $4,300, which is easily enough for a rifle and armor. Custom servers do have the option to turn this new economy system off with the press of a command through being MP_starting losses. With that, there have been some changes to the competitive map pool. Only thing of note here being that Canals was replaced with Austria. I think this is a good change as I never felt Canals was ever going to be competitively viable, but I gotta admit, at least they tried. I haven't played much Austria, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out in a competitive setting. With that, 2 new community maps named Sub-Zero and Biome are also now in official casual matchmaking, which is a good time to go check them out and really feel them out for competitive play. With that, both maps, Insurgent and Shipped, are no longer available in official matchmaking. RIP. Now on to the first weapon change, the CZ75. A notorious weapon used by a lot of pro players and regular comp players alike. The CZ75 is notorious for being able to shut down players using rifles due to its high rate of fire when in full auto mode, essentially becoming a pocket AK-47. The CZ75 now does have a lot more recoil when using it in full auto, which will hopefully encourage players not to spray and one-tap someone from across the map. Though the accuracy recovery rate has been improved so that you can top fire at longer ranges and use the pistol as it was probably originally intended to be used as instead of a pocket rifle. On the other hand of the spectrum, the Tech 9 has been released from its terrible hell of just being kind of bad. While the last change gave it a better first shot accuracy, everything else got nerfed really bad, and it became one of my least favorite pistols to use. Now, the pistol did get a pretty good buff, allowing the weapon easier recoil recovery time, and less overall recoil, making this weapon way more viable as an ego push weapon. And I am really tired of seeing these pistols always getting balanced or unchanged at all. They either nerf to oblivion or buff to oblivion every patch, or have never been touched and always just been way too powerful for their price. I feel though as if all the pistols need a complete makeover and just all need to be fine-tuned to the point where they can all be on an even playing field. While sure the more expensive pistols should be better than, say, your starting pistols, I don't believe they should have the capabilities of what most rifles can or can't do. Or maybe I'm just bad, I don't know. With that, huge changes are coming to the scope rifles, being the SG553 and the AUG respectively. These 2 rifles are now only going to be $50 more expensive than the AK-47 and M4, meaning the SG553 will be priced at only $2,750 and the AUG will be $3,150. While I don't feel this will shift the meta a lot, there will definitely be more usage of the scoped rifles as the AK and M4 won't be as meta. With the new round loss economy change as well, you will be able to get access to one of these rifles and armor by round 2 or 3. It's going to be interesting to see if the developers decide to keep this change, or if the firepower of these guns will get out of hand. As far as audio goes, there's a fancy new dynamic voice over IP system, so you can hear where your teammates are in-game depending on where they are positioned on the map. While it's a cool feature, I wouldn't recommend it for competitive play, as it will just be tedious and annoying, rather than just being able to hear your teammates clearly on both sides of your headset. Lastly, there were some miscellaneous changes regarding scoreboard performance and mouse binds for voice chat that are rather undermined fixes but were noted. Otherwise, that's all for the patch notes. What do you think of these changes? Will they be good for the game? Or are they changing the economy a little too much? What do you think of the current state of pistols? Please leave some comments down below for discussion, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Otherwise, let me know if you like Counter-Strike and want to see more videos on this game in the future. With that, make sure you please leave a like as they are always appreciated. And if you did enjoy any of my previous content or this video, please consider subscribing. Thank you, and have a good day.